Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show. This is episode 7 of What I Got LaserDiscs. I'm a huge LaserDisc fan. I buy them and I watch every single one of them. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe and check out my other What I Got LaserDisc videos. This is going to focus on the last, I don't know, maybe 4 months or so. And in that time, I've probably gotten about 100 LaserDiscs, of which I've watched a good portion of them. And it's basically going to cover classic rock and horror movies and maybe adult-oriented a little bit as well. So that's the collector's area of LaserDiscs. You know, classic rock, horror movies, science fiction, and a little bit adult as well is the sweet spot for LaserDiscs, and they're really, really fun. So here's some recent ones that I got, including this one, which I actually got today. Check this one out. This is a Japanese LaserDisc, the Beatles concert at Budokan in 1966. This was never released, as far as I know, in the United States. And this is a Japanese issue, and I have a feeling this is probably worth a lot of money. But I don't get them to sell. I'm looking forward to watching this 45-minute concert, the Beatles at the Budokan. This is a classic. I used to have this on VHS, and then I got it on DVD. But nice to find it on Laser. The Who Rocks America 1982, of course, this was their farewell tour, and they've had 30 more since that time. But this is with Kenny Jones on the drums, and a pretty decent concert. Nice to have on Laser. I will keep going. Maybe I should keep with music. Let's do that. The Guess Who, which I'm not really a huge fan of, but is it blurry right there? This is a Together Again concert with the Guess Who. I do like BTO, so this is kind of cool in the sense that Randy Bachman plays a couple of BTO songs. I have not watched this disc yet, so hopefully that'll be a good one. This is a classic Tina Turner concert live in Amsterdam on the Wildest Dreams tour, where she played the Amsterdam Arena, which had like 50,000 people, give or take. And of course, big stage, and she's always exciting to watch. Great show. Richard Thompson, huge fan. This is a cool one, Across the Crowded Room. This is a live show. If you don't know who Richard Thompson is and you like British guitar players, Fairport Convention, this is a good show. And really like Richard Thompson. That was a good one. This was an interesting one. Carole King, 1-to-1. Kind of a TV show. She plays songs, but she also discusses them, and it looks like it's filmed partly in her house. Decent little, like, hour show. This, I remember taping this on HBO and VHS back in the day, and I found this on Laser. This is a great Rod Stewart concert called Tonight Is Yours. It was live at the LA Forum. Special guest star Tina Turner. I actually remember, and it's not on the Laser, but he had Kim Carnes as well at this show. But this is a great, great concert. Tonight is Yours was the album at the time, and that was a really good Rod Stewart record. Young Turks was a hit. But this is great. Tina Turner comes out, and they do Get Back and Hot Legs. Great show. You can probably see that on YouTube. That's a good one. Of course, the classic movie Woodstock. Nice to have that on Laser. This was the original version of it, the 3-hour cut, give or take. And this is one of the greatest movies of all time. Not just because the concert footage is great, but the behind the scenes and the speaking to the crowd. It's a great movie. This was a fun documentary on Charlie Daniels. I was a huge, and still am, a really big fan of Charlie Daniels. And this was called Home Folks and Highways, and this was originally released on VHS, and when they put it on Laser, it's got a couple of bonus tracks. It's not him at the greatest with the original Charlie Daniels Band, but it's a good one. This is a really good one. Neil Young, Unplugged. They released this on CD, and this is a great concert to watch and to listen to. You know you're a great artist when you can play Unplugged for, what is this, 73 minutes, and you're not bored for a second, and he switches to piano and organ and acoustic guitar. Great. As is this, Sade Live. She's just a class act. Of course, Sade is a band, but of course Sade is her, and she's got a couple of live records out there, CDs, but this is a really good one, Sade Live. She released this on CD as well, but this is the Laser. Really nice. This was fun. Willie Nelson and family in concert, like at the Austin Opera House, I think that was at, and it's good. Second half is better than the first half, but kind of a small crowd, and But Willie Nelson is always fun to watch. He's just so cool. Love his acoustic guitar. It's all beat up. He actually has a hole in it. This is great. Tribute to Ricky Nelson. This was actually originally a TV documentary, like an hour show or so, and they put it out on Laser. Ricky Nelson's really good. Everybody forgets he had like the same band as like Elvis. And, you know, Garden Party, Hello Mary Lou, Traveling Man, I'm Walking. He's got a lot of great songs, you know. I don't think in retrospect, he doesn't really get all the respect that he deserves because, you know, he was like kid TV star and stuff like that. But Ricky Nelson is really good. You ever get like a greatest hit CD as his, you'll really like it. One of my favorite live albums of all time is Elton John live in Australia with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. It's a phenomenal live album where he goes and plays with the orchestra, and he plays a lot of really old songs from like his first album, and it's just great. This is the 95-minute concert, which was put out on VHS, and now here it is on Laser. And the first side is really just Elton and band live, and I just think it's okay. You know, he plays some of these songs, he extends them way too long. But the Elton on an orchestra stuff, like 60 Years On, I Need You to Turn To, Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, it's extraordinary how great that is. Another music one, I think this is Sting's best album, Ten Sumner's Tale, and he at that time put out a LaserDisc. There's got a Tower Records sticker on it of $29.95. And he had a video, a lot of it is just him playing in his house, like his castle with the band, playing the songs. And it's really an enjoyable watch because it's such a great album. If you don't think Sting is that great, you know, kind of overplayed or whatever, go back and check this album out. This album is fantastic. So those are some music ones I got recently. Let's go to some horror type stuffs. Old horror is really fun. This one is called Burn Witch Burn. It's a black and white movie, and not the kind of thing you ever see on TV much, and great to have it on Laserdisc. This is a great one. I happen to like old witch stories and ghost stories, and this one has a running commentary by Richard Matheson. Of course, he wrote a lot of famous stories on The Twilight Zone. Great Laserdisc. This one's also from the Rowan Group, Target Earth, classic from 1954. Check out the scary robot. I mean, is that ridiculous or what? So, that's fun. And this is a classic, beautiful Laserdisc of the original movie The Thing from Another World. Of course, remade as The Thing. But this is the original, very different than the remake. The remake is a classic, but this is a classic too. And really good Laserdisc with a lot of extra bonus features. And then sometimes you get these double Laserdiscs where they put two old movies on one disc. And this is the Comedy of Terrors and Edgar Allan Poe's The Oblong Box with Vincent Price. Both of these movies star Vincent Price. And good fun. Always enjoy those. I mean, sometimes the cheesier the better. Look at this one. The Crawling Eye with Forrest Tucker as the star. Black and white, really low budget. But if you're in the mood, just fun old black and white movies, and they're short, like 84 minutes. Sometimes they're even shorter. This is a favorite of mine, The Day of the Triffids. They have remade this a bunch of times, but this is the original. Nice to find this on Laserdisc. I love this. The plot is so cool. There's like a meteor shower, and anybody who looks at the meteor shower wakes up the next morning blind. And at the same time, it made these seeds, spores come down and grow into Triffid plants, which are basically walking plants that kill people. It sounds ridiculous, and I guess in a way it is. But when everybody's blind, except for some people, and they're being attacked by walking plants, it's kind of an original plot. This movie's been remade multiple times. There is such a plant as the Triffid, so it's kind of cool. Here's another double feature. One of my favorite movies is The House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price, and this was a double feature with Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, which is just awesome as well. Don't you love it when the woman grows to be 50 feet, but her clothes stay on, because the clothes expanded well as well. Kind of funny. And what else? This was a great find. The Golden Age of Science Fiction Thrillers, box number 2. And this was 4 really, really low budget movies that I thought were just going to be awful because they're really low budget. And it turned out that each one is really, really fun. The Land Unknown, the Monolith Monsters, which was cool, The Leech Woman, and Monster on the Campus. They're all really short, relatively. This whole box with 4 movies is 5 hours and 11 minutes, so you get the idea. But they were regular movies, really low budget, but fun if you're in the mood. And what else? Adult-oriented, well, these aren't porn. This one's kind of borderline. This is a real movie called Manuel, The Joys of a Woman. Fun to find this on LaserDisc. One of the original kind of adult-oriented movies. Certainly not like hardcore porn like today. And this has acting and a plot, but a classic in its time. As is this. This is not a porno, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Boogie Nights. If you've never seen this movie, it's phenomenal. Burt Reynolds, of course. Mark Wahlberg does a great job. Julianne Moore is amazing. And a whole host of other people. This is a great movie, and if you're interested in the adult industry, this definitely is a fictional movie based on real-life events to a certain extent. It's really great. The acting's great. Everything about this is great. One of my favorites. Nice to have that on laser. And what else? Last but not least, I love Criterion. I really didn't show any Criterion on this because that's its own category. But I did show this. This was John Woo's The Killer, which I really enjoyed watching. Violent movie, but cool. This reminded me when I was a kid, Oliver. Please, sir, may I have some more? I didn't know if I would enjoy this. But, sure enough, I loved it. It was great. The music is great. The plot is great. And, you know, it's just phenomenal. It's a classic for a reason. A little bit long, but, you know. It held up really, really well, and the ending was great, too. And you can't go wrong with Oliver Reed, who is a great classic British actor back in that day, who is such an... He overacts, but he's scary as hell in a way. Love Oliver Reed, and that was really good fun. Last but not least, I never heard of this movie called 1900. This is a box set, and this movie is 255 minutes long. So what is that? That's over 4 hours. So you talk about an epic. This is more of an epic than The Godfather, I guess. But this is Robert De Niro and Gerard Depardieu. And apparently this is a world-famous movie that was so long that it couldn't play in the theaters too long. But there's Robert De Niro, an early role. I have not watched this yet, but it's Bernardo Bertolucci, classic, 1900, and looking forward to watching that. So there you go. Some recent LaserDisc purchases over the last couple of months. I think there's about 30 I just showed you. Oh, got a couple of Bugs Bunny. Did I forget these two? Yeah, Bugs Bunny was always my favorite cartoon. And when I'm in the mood, I can still go on and put on some classic Bugs Bunny. I mean, you know, these 8-minute, 9-minute shorts still hold up every once in a while. Got to be in the mood, but if I feel like working out every once in a while, I'll throw these on and smirk and smile from back when I was a kid. LaserDisc, just so much fun. Love them. So thanks for tuning in. If you're a LaserDisc fan, I hope you enjoyed this. I have over 500 LaserDiscs that I've watched completely. And I am an original LaserDisc person when they first started, and I still love them. So thanks for tuning in. Please hit subscribe. Check out my other videos, The Alan Rosenberg Show, mostly classic rock, but I touch on movies and other stuff as well in LaserDiscs. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you're well, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day.